So, good morning, my dear friends. In the last class, we have discussed about what is an automobile and what are the different parts of an automobile. So, the transmission system is one of the main component of an automobile which ensures the transmission of the power or rotary motion from the engine to the wheels. So, there are so many components in this transmission system, just like clutch, gearbox, universal joint, and propeller shaft, differential, front axle and rear axle, finally the wheels and tires. So these are arranged in this particular sequence only. So this is how you will see the transmission system of an engine. See, this is the frame of the structure, and on this frame the elements of this transmission system are mounted like this. See, here is the engine, and finally this is the clutch, and this is the gearbox, this is the propeller shaft, and this is the differential, and these are the rear axles, and finally these are the rear wheels. Here the drive is transferred to the rear wheels only. There is no transfer of drive to the front wheels. And this propeller shaft is joined to the gearbox and differential by means of two units called as universal joints. The first element of the transmission system is clutch. So this clutch is connected between in the engine flywheel and the gearbox. So this clutch is used to engage or disengage the power from engine to the gearbox. So when the vehicle is moving, the power must be transferred to the driving wheels gradually. Otherwise, there may be some jerks or sudden loads may be acted on the loads, so which will cause damage to the load and uncomfort to the passengers also. So in order to avoid this, this clutch is used, and at the same time, this is also used for a smooth engage of gears. And the next thing is gearbox. So this gearbox is located between the clutch and the propeller shaft. See, these are the different types of gears used in this to get different speeds. So this gearbox is used to increase or decrease the engine speed or thereby torque. And the next component is universal joint. So this universal joint is used to connect the propeller shaft to the gearbox as well as the differential. So these universal joints transmits power at an angle. See, this is the propeller shaft which is used to transmit the power from the gearbox to the differential and finally to the gear wheels. Wheels. And this is the differential. So this differential is mounted on the two rear axles. So this is used to convert the motion at right angle. That means it is used to turn the power which is coming from the engine at right angles so that the wheels will rotate, and also provides the relative motion between the rear wheels. While negotiating the car, the inner wheels must be moved with slower speed and the outer wheels must be moved with higher speed. So this function can be achieved by using this differential. And these are the two axles. So this is the front axle and this is the rear axle. So these axles act as a beam for the weight of the vehicle, and one end of the axle is connected to the differential and the other end is connected to the wheel. So here the front axle carries the weight of the front portion of the vehicle as well as the rear axle carries the weight of the rear portion, and the front axle facilitates the steering and suspension system as well, and the rear axle transmits the drive to the rear wheels. So here the drive is transferred to the rear axle only. The front axle is used only for steering purposes. See, these are the wheels. They are nothing but cylindrical wheels fixed with some cylindrical tires, round tires. So these tires are filled with air, which also act as an augment to the suspension system of the vehicle. So here also the front wheels are fixed to the front axle and rear wheels are fixed to the rear axle. So these front wheels are used only for steering the vehicle, and these rear wheels gets the power from the engine through the transmission system, and finally the vehicle runs due to the rear wheels only. These tires, so these tires made of rubber and they are attached to the wheel. So the wheel consists of a rim over which the tires are attached. A tube is fixed in the tire also, and this tube is filled with air so that it enables the cushioning on the road. So it prevents the passengers to feel the shocks from the road. And see, this is how a transmission system will work in an IC engine. See, these are the engines and they are connected to the crankshaft so that the rotary motion is coming out of the engine, and this is the clutch unit, and this clutch unit is in turn connected to the see, this is the transmission system of an AC engine or on an automobile. So these are the engines, cylinders, so that the rotary motion is coming from this engines, so that this rotary motion is transferred. This is the crankshaft. So this rotary motion is transferred to the wheels, which are fixed at this end. So this is the rear axles, and the rotary motion is first going to the clutch unit, from which it is engaged or disengaged as and when required, so that the driving wheels are separate from the driven wheels, and from clutch it is then going to the gear shaft, where you can increase the speed or decrease the speed or torque. From then it is transferred to the axles by means of this propeller shaft and differential unit. So this differential unit has different set of gears which are used to turn the inner wheel and outer wheels at varying speed while negotiating the curves. Just see this animation. So in this class till now we have learnt about the transmission system. So what are the different components of transmission system and what are the functions of those components. So in the next class we will discuss in detail about the components of this transmission system. Thank you.